It's about this time every year that people are looking for that next item to keep them cool during the summer. I think last year this time was the Arctic Air Ultra. Today we're going to be looking at something from Sharper Image. It's called the Breeze Blast. It's a personal air cooler. Doesn't it look kind of like a tumbler glass that you should drink out of? I don't think you're supposed to though. Anyway, this is Jeff with Jeff Reviews for You. And my channel is dedicated to reviewing mostly as seen on TV items. I look at some consumer gadgets, other household items. Once in a while, I do a little bit of a DIY just because I think it's a lot of fun. If that interests you, I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel and click that bell so you're notified every time I release a video, just like this one. Now, let's see if this Breeze Blast that I purchased for $40, that's a lot of money, at my local as seen on TV retailer is really any good or not. Let's check it out. Let's unbox our Breeze Blast personal air cooler from Sharper Image. So there's a zip tie that was around here, so I've already untied it. So now I'm just going to pop the zip tie off, and I think I can just pull this out. All right, so nothing else in that box. The bottom of that came with it. So it looks sort of like a tumbler glass. Let's see, hopefully there's something in here. All right, so I have a lid. I've got, all sorts of things. This looks like ice packs. That looks like a wire of sorts. I've got my directions, a silica packet. Let me look at these ice packs. All right, so I have 3 ice packs and what looks to be a wire. Well, that's interesting. I'm going to figure out what that does. So here's the contraption. This goes together. You're supposed to put your cool water, your cool ice, or your cool packs in there, and it's supposed to cool you off on a hot day. Let me read through directions and then see how I get this to work. I just read through the directions, and these ice packs right here, they recommend you keeping them together. They just have little pieces, and freeze this for 8 hours. So we're going to go do that in a minute. It takes 3 AA batteries, and they just go right in here. The batteries are not included, okay? On the back here is the on-off button, so if I had batteries, it would turn it on and off. And then it's supposed to shoot cool air out of here. They absolutely said in the directions, do not eat out of this, do not drink out of this. This is only for cooling you. This evidently is an optional attachment, which will power the unit if you have no batteries. So there's a spot on here, if you can see it at the top, for this micro USB. And so this will actually power it if you have no batteries. It does not charge the batteries if you have batteries that charge. That's not what it does. It just powers the unit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in the freezer for 8 hours, and we're going to check temperature before this and after this coming out, just to see if this personal Breeze Blast, this personal air cooler, actually works. So if you remember from the unboxing, the Blast Breeze has 2 different power source options. One, it runs on AAA batteries, which I have some brand new ones right here. And it also has a micro USB. I'm going to try them out both. But first, let's put some batteries in. Just real simple. Here's the moment of truth. Are you ready? Let's click the button. Ooh, can you hear it? Let's see. Oh, that's got a pretty good fan. Let's see. I guess I'll just do that. Not doing what I thought it would, but you can sort of see it blowing there. All right, so it's pretty good. What I'm going to do, though, let's turn this off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to check 2 different temperatures. I'm going to check the temperature coming out right now, and then the temperature coming out when I add these 3 frozen ice packs. They came with this. This has been freezing for 8 hours, all right? So let's check the temperature real quick. It says it's 69 degrees. Well, 70, okay? So now, let's see what the temperature is. We're going to put the ice packs inside. All right, and they also say in the directions, when you put the ice packs inside, have these 3 feet thing facing down. Oops. Of course, they fell apart. Put them them back together. All right, I'll screw this back on. So it was about 70 degrees last time. Let's see what happens. I don't feel much of a difference. Still said 70. Let's see what happens as it continues cooling, if it gets any lower. Oh, 68. So it is dropping in temperature, right? So what I'd like to do is, one, I'd like to see how long this will actually cool for. And then, really? Are you going to be just doing this all day long? This is kind of strange. This is our first look. I'm going to come back and check to see how long these ice packs are cooling. Yep, still 68. So it's dropped about 2 degrees. I'd like to see in an hour's time what the temperature is coming out of this refreshing, sharper image breeze blast. So this has been going for about 1 hour. And there's some things I wanted you to know as you go along. You remember how I told you how to turn this on by pushing this button? Well, that also is how you turn it off. But this thing has a 30-minute timer where it shuts off all by itself. So after 30 minutes, it'll click off. So I've had to click this back on twice. But I want to show you something. Remember how it was about 70 degrees? Look at the temperature I have coming through there right now. It's about 64 degrees, and it is cooler. So I can keep this about 3 feet away from me, and I feel like it's pushing cool air towards me, and honestly, it's kind of refreshing. Even though I thought this was kind of a silly little item, it does do what it's supposed to do. Now, that being said, you don't really get a whole lot head on. It's almost like off to the side, where I guess the vent blows this direction. So it's been going an hour, and it's still cool. We're going to check back in another hour to see what the temperature is and to see if it's still around 64 degrees. After fiddling with this a little bit, I noticed that this inner area can actually move. And it's a directional thing there. So remember how I said earlier, you sort of have to sit to the side? Well, you can change this any which way you need to blow the air in the direction you want to. So it's about the 4-hour mark, okay? I noticed a little while ago that the fan almost sounded like it was getting weaker. So I ended up taking the batteries out and plugging it in, and I used my Halo bolt here. I did a review on this not too long ago to power it, and it definitely picked up speed. I want to show you the power. I don't think my ribbon test did a very good job, so I'm actually going to light a match and show you what happens. Ready? Watch this. That's pretty powerful, right? It blew it right out. I'm going to turn this off just for a second. Let's do a temperature check first. 4 hours in. It's getting a little warmer. 66 degrees. Like I said, though, it's been running for 4 hours. I do want to say something about this Halo Bolt, though. So I did this review months ago, right? And I fully charged it and I stuck it in my car, and I only pulled it out for this review. And look, it still has a full charge sitting in my car, and it's been cold. And so that thing is pretty impressive. I'm going to keep this thing running, and I'll check back in every hour or so and give you some updates to see the temperature. But 66 degrees after 4 hours is still pretty impressive. I would love to hear from you. Is this something you would use or not? Let me know down in the comment section below. Tell me what you think about this breeze blast from Sharper Image. I will say the fan noise is kind of loud and annoying. After a while, it's like, ah! Something I wanted to point out. If you're working in cubicles and need to keep quiet, this is kind of loud. So this is going to be my final check-in for this video, and it's been 7 hours. Whew. This thing's been running for 7 hours. Now, I do have to click it back on every 30 minutes. So remember, 7 hours ago when I started, the air coming out was about 70 degrees, and I dropped some frozen ice packs in, and I was shooting out 64 degrees. So after 7 hours, I'm at 68 degrees. Still cooler than the original temperature blowing out at me. pretty impressive. Okay, so I'm ready to do my final review of the Sharper Image Breeze Blast. It's the As Seen on TV Personal Air Cooler. I know I unboxed this earlier, but I wanted to show you how this actually works. So these things right here are actually what brings the air in from inside your cup. And if you have your ice packs around that, it'll bring cold air in and shoot it out the front. That's kind of cool. I do like that you can either use the included ice packs, there's 3 of them, or you can fill this thing with ice to keep cool. But they do recommend if you fill this with ice over time will melt. So be careful not to let this tip because water should not get into the mechanism part. You know what? I bought this originally thinking this is going to be a silly review. I thought I wasn't going to like it, to be honest with you, but it does exactly what it says it was going to do. It cooled me down. So I froze my ice packs for 8 hours. I set it up. I checked it every hour. Before ice packs, it was about 70 degrees. After the ice packs, it got down as low as 64 degrees. A couple times I saw it at 63. At about the 4-hour point is when I noticed my battery started getting weak, so I ended up switching out to the plug-in part. And that's also about the time where I saw the temperature start to go up 1 or 2 degrees. But honestly, even after 7 hours, it was still 67, 68 degrees, which is cooler than it was at the beginning. So that in and of itself works. I can see if you're in an office cubicle and it's hot, this would be great. Van life, RV life, camping, music festivals, right? All those things sometimes get really hot, and this is a personal air cooler. So if I was going to recommend a buy or deny, to be honest with you, it's all about what you're going to use it for. It's $40, so that's something you have to think about. For me, I probably wouldn't use it a whole lot. Maybe in the summertime, if my office gets hot, I'd consider it, but that's just my opinion. This was my review of the Sharper Image Breeze Blast. It's the personal air cooler as seen on TV. This was Jeff with Jeff Reviews for You. As always, thanks for stopping by. I hope you have a great day. It's so awesome that you stayed around for my entire review of the Sharper Image Breeze Blast. I really do appreciate that. During this video, to help power this, I ended up using my Halo Bolt. It's a product I actually got off QVC not too long ago. I did a review of it, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to link the review video that I did right here. I would love it if you would go click on this Halo Bolt review video so you can see exactly what I was talking about. Go ahead, click the link. It's safe, I promise. Oh, don't forget to be logged in. Otherwise, there's no rectangle here. Right here.